Young man working hard, wants to go to college. Unfortunately, he hasn't taken the core curriculum, so either have to go to a junior college or go under Proposition 48.
Can be already is Lee's second two-time 1,000-yard rusher. And on first down, not much available, but enough for the first down.
Todd Allen made a good play. That was a play where they brought the two lead backs one way, and Scrambler came back the other. That time, Todd Allen recognized it, looked at it a few times now, came hard down through the inside. There's his rushes, 23 for 111. Todd Allen did a great job of stepping down the inside to make that play.
That puts him at 1,618 yards for the season. And this is the 8th ball game. Over 200 yards a game, and he may still get there. Late in the third, Scrambler again. First down carry. Here he goes, 9 more. It appears that Lee decided to heck with the fancy stuff. Let's go back to our basic attack with this guy.
Well, take a look at him. He reminds you a little bit of Earl Campbell, as Earl Campbell was in high school at Tyler, because he gets stronger as the game wears on. When Earl came to the order, just amazing the way, as the game progressed, Earl got stronger and stronger. That's the way Scrambler has been playing so far this evening.
Did you see the block that Vince Henderson threw for him? Second down and 1. Henderson will keep it himself and get the first down. He thought about a last-second pitch to Scrambler, it appeared, but opted to go for the first down and got it.
Well, Mannix did a good job. The cornerback came up to the outside, and he had taken the pitch away. If he had tried to throw the ball to Scrambler, there could have been a fumble, but good decision by Hollywood Henderson.
Less than 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, and those Lee Rebels are starting to threaten. They have crossed midfield. They trail 10-6. Power I look here. Sims in motion. Scrambler. They're waiting for him that time. 3-yard gain.
Witkowski came down to the inside and kind of knifed in there. Had stopped at the line of scrimmage, but again, Scrambler was able to move forward and pick up some extra yardage. That's been going on all night. Both sides of the stadium, and their team has got the football just cheering and screaming like mad. Well, there's a good graphic. Scrambler 114 yards rushing, but Permian's 80.
It has been Scrambler over Comer tonight. The main man for Permian has been Lloyd Hill catching passes on second down. Flag flies after the tackle, or as the tackle is made. Mantry Dietrich was carrying the ball, reacts as if it will be against Permian.
Well, let's see if that's a face mask call. Jed Williams made a good defensive play. I didn't think he had the face mask, but maybe he did. Yeah, he did.
And that's the 5th penalty against Permian. Midland Lee hasn't been penalized yet in this football game.
That's going to be a big penalty. That's going to aid this drive tremendously.
A full-blown 15-yarder here.
That's a big penalty against Permian. You can see the Midland players on the sideline getting their fans fired up.
A minute 2 to go in the third, and this one is starting to get good.
Oh, it's been good. It's getting better.
The plot thickens. Maybe I should put it that way. It was 10-6 at halftime. Permian got to the 11-yard line, couldn't score, and now Midland has fought back, counter-punching. That's Perkins lining up as a tight end, number 78, near the top of your screen, and Rich, the other tight end, in motion, and they run the reverse. This is Anthony Sims. Permian, check that Jason Sieber, but Permian does a great job to smell it out. Kevin Mannix again, number 28.
Well, that's again the marks of a well-coached football team. Regardless of the situation, everybody's instructed, you do your job. You can't make those plays way over the other side. Kevin Mannix stayed at home, smelled the play out. Everybody else is going for the football, but his responsibility is to stay back here. There you can see him. Now he's going to come right back up in the picture right now. Break down, make the tackles, almost a clip on the play.
Second down 13, final play of the third quarter. And Scrambler has been the story in the third, so it's fitting that he would carry the final play of the third quarter.
The Odessa people thought that was a fumble. We talked about that earlier. It's going to be the final play. But again, he laid that ball down and almost fumbled. Odessa fans think he's fumbling the ball.
But the third quarter is over here at Memorial Stadium in Midland, or is it? They finally say now they'll switch into the field. They talked about it. That's the end of the third. Permian with a 10-6 lead on the Texas High School Game of the Week. If they had one here, they might be putting it in action right now. There's a lot of racket in this stadium.
Well, I got 12 minutes to go, and there's going to be a lot more racket. You know, we've been doing these football games, Bill, for 3 years, these Texas high school football games. This may be the best overall played game that we've had in our entire series by two football teams, two well-coached football teams, a lot of good individual talent, a lot of good team player. We're going to see another good football team next week. Lamar Redskins, they're undefeated. Houston's #1 team. They're going to play the Walton Rams out at the Dome next Friday night.
You'll be doing that game with Duke Fry, and that promises to be an excellent one. And then in 2 weeks, the playoffs start, and we will have a first-round playoff game for you here on the High School Game of the Week. Both these teams will be in the playoffs. They will have combined, as we close out the decade of the 80s, for 16 trips to the state playoffs. 9 for Permian and 7 for Midland Lee.
I don't know all about that, but I know we got a good one going tonight, and I know these fans are being well entertained. There's some future Permian players there.
It's a 3rd down and 9 and a big play here for Vince Henderson and company. But the option doesn't work. Strung out well. Robbie Manali, number 31, in on that stop.
Well, I think we're going to see a field goal. I think we're going to see a field goal here, which will be an interesting call. If it makes a field goal, it would be 10-9.
They've got a great field goal kicker, 3-year letterman Arthur Donnelly. 8 field goals this year, 5 of 40 yards or more. He won 2 games last year and hit a 37-yarder against Permian in a 1-point win. That tells you what he can do. This one will be a 39-yarder for Arthur Donnelly. He has a great leg, but it's off to the left.
Wait a minute, there's a penalty flag, though. There's a penalty flag. There may be a roughing the kicker call, which will be a big call. And it is. I can see by the reaction that it's going to be against Odessa. Let's take a look at it. There's the kick. There he is. There he comes right in.
Manali,
down.
Robbie Manali, who made the play on 3rd down a moment ago, is the guy who roughed the kicker. No question about it either.
If Midland goes on to score, Manali is going to see that play in his dreams tonight.
Well, it was 3rd and 9. Now it becomes 4th and 4. What do? You still kick it?
Oh, I think they'll. Well, let's see. We're talking over on the sideline. I'm going to mark it off first and see.
I don't see Donnelly out there, Ed. This will be I guess it's an automatic first down. That's exactly what it is. My mistake.
Well,
half the distance to the go. Sure.
15-yard
okay,
penalty.
my mistake. 15 yards.
I thought it was, and I didn't want to jump in there. I thought it was 15 yards. 10 yard. It's a 10-yard penalty. It was 4th down and 9. They marked off 10 yards. Going to give him a first down. What a big penalty call that is.
You bet.
Whoa, gives him a first down after missing a field goal.
Well, pardon me, that's a great break for Midland Lee. They don't have to worry about the field goal. They have it at the 10-yard line with a chance to lead, but Strambler will find it awfully tough against a defense that gave up only 4 points a game coming into play tonight.
Well, what a great time this would be for a halfback option pass play. What a great call it might be if they come up with a halfback option pass right now.
Greg Kwiatkowski, number 82, helping out on the stop.
Because right now everybody's reacting up. Every time Strambler gets his hands on the ball, they're really reacting right up there to play him.
Or a Henderson rollout maybe. A fake and a roll by the quarterback. 2nd and 9. They go option instead. He gets it to the 5-yard line. Vince Henderson.
Well, now you're going to come up with a big 3rd down play here on the 5-yard line. The coaching staff will be faced with the same decision. They don't pick this up on 4th down. You take the field goal, or do you go for it deep down in there?
Play made by Todd Allen, and a big play call coming up here.
Jason Sievers bringing the play in. You know this one came from the bench. Coach Miller down on one knee, half praying, half begging, half hoping.
Here we go. Power I. 3rd down and 5.
close. But it's going to be close. Now they're going to have a tough decision to make. It's going to be 4th down, but how close is it to the 1st down? Got a yard short.
We know what he wants to do. He wants to go for it.
I think they're going to ask for a measurement.
Ed, I think you've got to go for it here. 1st down or not, I think you've got to go for it.
Well, I would think that he would go for it. Yes, in this situation.
You get the big break on the penalty. Take advantage of it.
Stramler going straight ahead. Coach Miller anxiously awaiting this measurement. I have a feeling it's probably going to be short because the officials originally kind of wanted to say it wasn't a 1st down, and usually their first indication is right. Well, we're telling them players, get back so we can find out what's going on. Don't get out of that box. We don't need a penalty. Don't be beyond that 25-yard line.
It would be less than an extra point as far as a field goal is concerned.
I've never seen an official walk so slow with the chains to get a measurement. This guy wants some TV time. He's going to tell Mom and Paul and hello to everybody on the street. Look how slow this guy's bringing a chain out. He finally got it there.
And he's dressed for the weather. I think he's maybe overdressed for the occasion, Ed.
Hey, I got my coat off. I'm down to my shirt sleeves. If he takes that long to take it back, we may have delay of the game penalty.
I think Earl Miller is disappointed with the spot of the football. I still say you have to go for it. They measure it again.
Well, they're going to go for it. No, they're just putting down to make sure the ball is spotted perfectly. Alice.
Well, those inches become golden right now.
Both teams are ready to go, but the chain marker isn't over the sideline yet. He's still marching. He still hasn't gotten there with the chain marker.
Heck,
Officials are waiting for him.
Maybe he's just cold, Ed. I don't know.
Boy, he must be an old coach. Here we go. 4th down.
All right. From the looks of it, they're going to abstain from the 3-pointer and go for the 6.
I'll bet they give the ball to Stramler.
You never know if you'll get an opportunity at this again. They're going to go for the lead here. 4th down at the 1-yard line.
You got to give it to your horse. You got to run over your best blocker.
He's the lone setback. They've got a couple of guys in the slot. Stramler gets it, ducks his head. Is he in? No indication. Now we get one. Touchdown, Midland Lee, and they've taken the lead. And their sideline goes absolutely crazy. And so do their fans. This is the first time they've had the lead tonight, Ed, with 9:23 to go in the 4th.
Well, they played good ball. They came out here. Last time they had the ball, the end of the half, touchdown drive. First time they had their hands on the ball, the second half, good drive that was stopped. Now they take it all the way for this touchdown.
They botched the last extra point. They need this one to make it a 3-point game. Check that. It was Permian who botched an extra point. No, it was Lee. Lee botched one, but here Donnelly gets it through, and it's 13-10. So after a fumble snap the last time they scored a touchdown, Midland Lee converts this time. It was 9:23 to go in the 4th. They now lead Permian 13-10 on the Texas High School Game of the Week.
Well, what a good drive that was. 14 plays. They went 80 yards. Finally, Stramler took it in on a 1-yard run. But, boy, what a big penalty. That drive was extended by that roughing the kicker call.
And there's the guy that delivered the block, number 79, Matt Wilson.
6 minutes and 30 seconds they used on that drive. Game is not over with yet. Watch Odessa Permian come storming back here.
But again, that was a big extra point. After they had botched one in the first half, to get one here to make it a 3-point game.
Well, it puts Permian in a position, and if it gets down to that, they'd have to think awful hard about going for a field goal for a tie.
Whereas 12-10 would have given them an opportunity to win it on a field goal. And here's Donnelly kicking off. I think he is a little bit fired up right now, as are the rest of the Midland Lee Rebels. With the wind at his back, he put that one out of the end zone. And now let's see what they can come up with.
Well, here again, you can see what happens in here. Just a straight ahead drive play. Stramler lowering the shoulder, gets it into the end zone. Good lead block in there by Matt Wilson. Casey Jones, Brandon Rayburn. What an outstanding job they did on that drive.
Along with Justin Perkins. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Stoney Case, 6 of 11, 158 yards. But this is Arve Villa. He had the big gain right before halftime. And how did that happen? A 25-yarder right up the gut.
Same play. Same identical play. A little bit of a delayed draw. They went back, handed the ball off to him. He picked the daylight. That's the same identical play. Here it is. See him setting for the draw. See him make the fake. Now he hands it off. Arve Villa does a good job of running. Breaks a tackle there. And Odessa's right back in this game.
Broke 3 tackles to get 25 yards, almost 26, before Seaver finally brought him down. Down by 3. Here's Villa again. He runs around Scott Lucky. 8 more yards into Lee territory near the 45. Ruckman, number 85, is there to bring him down.
Well, he did a great job with that play. He made a little dip like he was going to the inside. There's a good shot of Strammer. There's his stats, 133 yards. Right now, the story of Permian coming back in this game. Villa did a good job of dipping to the inside, then taking that one right back to the outside.
Well, last year it was a 1-point game. This year it's a 13-10 score. Lee on top with 8:20 to go. 2nd and short. Chris Comer, first down, Odessa Permian.
Second half looks like it's going to be one of those who's ever got the ball. The last drive of the game might win the game.
Well, Comer is certainly showing no ill effects from that knee injury.
Well, they rested him. I think they may have rested him a couple extra weeks to wait for this ball game. They kept him out of 3 games.
Earl Miller's defense, 8 new starters after that loss to Killeen. He did a lot of shaking up down there, and they have really played well tonight, but they're being tested. Fans begin to stand again here on a 1st down and 10. Comer again. 20 more.
Just like we talked about Scrambler getting stronger as the game wears on, there's another good back, the 5'11", 196-pounder, who's getting stronger as the game wears on.
Give him a gain of 17. 17 yards.
Straight ahead, man-on-man blocking, makes a couple good cuts back against the grain a little bit, picks up 17 yards.
Jason Seaver, number 82, has got to be thinking, what is going on here? 1st down and 10 at the 25-yard line. Here's Comer. They cut his legs out from under him pretty quickly that time. I'm going to give credit down there to Enrico Columbus, number 69, the 5'9" junior defensive tackle.
Again, you can see the type of coaching that both these teams have. These backs always seem to go forward, make a couple yards out of a play that looks like there's not going to be anything there. Good coaching, well-drilled fundamentally.
We haven't seen Lloyd Hill in a while.
Oh, Joe. Oh, Joe. Oh, Joe.
2nd and 7. 7 minutes to go.
Once Hill.
Case, plenty of time. Here's Lloyd Hill. Flag flies.
Incomplete pass. He's out of the end zone, but there's a penalty flag down there. This could be an interference call. This could be an interference call.
Henderson and Brown, the closest 2 guys to him down there. That would be the first penalty of the night.
I'll tell you the other thing about Hill. Watch him do his share of pushing around a little bit here. He does a good job of subtle pushing. See him push off a little bit there? Now, they called a penalty against the defensive player. This young man's got some good experience. That was just as much his pushing off and shoving off as it was the defensive player. Basically, that was a non-contact foul. But he's clever with those hands in there. He's had some good coaching somewhere along the line.
Vince Henderson on coverage. Again, this will be the first penalty of the night against Midland Lee, and what a tough time to have it happen.
I'm not so sure that that was a good call. I really felt it should have been a no call, so to speak.
We got pass interference against the defense, 15 yards, 1st down.
All right, that is a biggie.
Tough call. That was a tough call. As he does his share, you see, he's got his hands in it a little bit too. That's the first penalty against Lee in the ball game. He did a great job of catching the ball. He was out of the end zone, but again, you can see the receiver. He came up with that reception. Now, we traded off big penalty call. That was a big penalty call to give Odessa an opportunity to put points on the board.
13-yard line. 1st and 10. Less than 7 minutes to go. Great game in progress here tonight at Midland Memorial Stadium. Panthers trying to retake the lead. They're down 3. Comer. darn good run that time in traffic down to the 5-yard line.
That's the Mojo fans on the other side of the field. Uh-oh.
What is Mojo? We addressed that at halftime. Nobody seems to know. It's just a feeling. It's a mystique. And here's second down near the 5-yard line. Comer, the only setback. He's a load. 3 more yards, but they're ready for him that time.
Well, again, we're coming up with those big third down plays.
Ruckman, number 85. Posey, number 84.
I think Alan Wiles brought this play in for the sideline.
Third down. They don't get much bigger than this. These guys have come a long way back after giving up the touchdown, and Lee wants a timeout.
Timeout. Maroon.
Earl Miller.
He's sure talking to those defensive players. He acts as his own defensive coordinator. He handles the defensive side of the ball.
He told me this week his philosophy with his defense was to put his best players on offense, pick the best of the rest for defense, and then coach them himself and get them to overachieve. You're an old defensive coordinator as well as a head coach. How tough is it to do both jobs?
Well, it's very difficult to do both jobs. That's why he's got a lot of confidence in his offensive coaches. He's had some coaches that have been with him for quite a while. Tom Watley, who is his offensive backs coach, he has his coaches work both ways. And Watley works offensive backs and works with the secondary. Ronnie Stevens works with the offensive line. He works with the secondary. Mike Quimby works with the receiver, defensive line. So he uses his coach both ways.
Has a lot of confidence in his own ability, and his defense has given up just over 200 yards a game.
Well, you're going to get the ball to Hill, or you're going to give it to Comer.
Gary Gaines desperately wants. That's the only skeleton in his closet. He hasn't beaten Midland Lee yet. Here is a third down from the 3-yard line. They got him.
Again, excellent call. Alan Wiles brought the play in. They knew they were going to double up on Hill, which they did. Hill was on the opposite side. They doubled up on him. They let Wiles get to the inside on the slant pass. Case got it to him for the touchdown that puts them back in the lead.
And still less than 6 minutes to go, so a lot of time. And you can bet Gary Gaines, although he's relieved to get the touchdown, he knows this one's not over with. They need this extra point to take a 4-point lead and force a Midland Lee touchdown. And the kick is on the way, and it is good. Clint Stewart's extra point makes it a 17-13 game. Permian now on top. 5:50 to go in the fourth on the Texas High School Game of the Week. Second of the night from Stoney Case, and Permian comes right back.
Well, they did a good job on a slant pass. Again, they doubled up on Hill, who's up on the top of the screen up there. He was on the left-hand side. Little fake to him. They came back the other way. Wiles got inside the defensive back. There it is. Right inside to him. Got a lot of confidence. They put him in. The fly, they call him.
Third touchdown of the year for Wiles.
5'11", 160-pound senior. Yep, he's had 12 receptions going into this game.
And the kickoff man for Permian.
Oh, we've had some great drives in this game. Permian 97. Lee comes back with 70. Lee an 80-yarder, and now Permian an 80-yarder. Great drives in this football game. See the 8 plays, 333 right there.
Malcolm Hamilton fumbled by Benny Jones. Looks like Lee recovered the ball inside the 30-yard line. One of the linebackers, Benny Jones, came up to catch the short kickoff from Malcolm Hamilton. The thing was spinning so fast, I think it hit his shoulder pad and just bounced away from him. They're lucky enough to come up with it. And next week you'll see the Lamar Redskins and the Rams from Waltrip High School at the Dome in Houston. Ed Biles and Duke Fry will be there. Lamar undefeated.
All right, we got 6 minutes to go in the game here. Here we go.
5:47 to go here. It's 17-13. Flags fly as Henderson backs away as the football is snapped from K.C. Jones. And all of a sudden,
We got a dead ball. Foul on the offense. First down, 50.
that's the second penalty. 2 quick penalties here momentum killers against Midland Lee. One on the pass interference a moment ago that set up the touchdown, and this makes it first down and 15, and you can ill afford these penalties at crunch time. And here come the Lee Rebels once again. Strambler, big night working, 3 yards maybe. Give him 4, possibly 5. Give him the 5 yards he lost on the penalty back, or almost up.
Well, there's Hill. Of course, this is what sets it up. This is where the pass interference call was made, right there. The little bit of shove and bump. They called interference. Gave him the big 15-yard penalty.
30 carries, 138 yards for Strambler. That man, Lloyd Hill, 5 catches, including a touchdown, well over 100 yards receptions tonight, and he also doubles as a defensive safety. 136 yards in pass receptions for Hill. And on 2nd and 11, Henderson finds Rich. He caught the touchdown pass in the first half, and he catches the first down pass here.
A little bit of counterplay, made it fake like he was going to go to Strambler, rolls out to his right. Rich went all the way across the field. He started out on the left and then wound up on the right side. You can see him trying to recover there. See, Rich was coming across from the left side of the field all the way over to the right, picked up the first down after the penalty.
Both these guys play on offense and defense. They'll both be mighty tired tomorrow. Here's a first down near the 40-yard line. They run the option. This is Strambler's play. First down and more. A 16-yard gain down to the 42-yard line.
He showed you everything that you'd want to see of a great back. He had to use his speed to get the outside to make this play work. He showed great speed by outrunning some people. Then when he turned upfield, he showed tremendous power. Now the first part of this, watch him use some speed here. Right now he knows it's a foot race. Now when he turns it up, watch the power he runs with, bringing those legs up, makes a move back to the inside. Great run by Strambler.
Power Ive on first down. They cross midfield. Lee's not done yet. 2-yard gain. Strambler from the 42 down to the 40.
You almost have the feeling that this is the drive. We talk about the game. This could very well be the drive. Strambler 31 rushes for 152 yards now.
Putting him at 220, or right at 220 for the season in number of carries in almost 8 ball games. He has been a very busy young man.
Well, again, there's 4 minutes to go, and you almost have to say, hey, this is the drive. They have to do it.
4 minutes, 3:59 and counting. Strambler on the pitch, lead blocked by Sims, 5 more yards on second down. They'll still be about 4 yards shy of the first down.
Yeah, but they're in 4-down territory now. This stage of the game, they have 2 more downs to pick up this first down. They're not going to punt the ball with under 4 minutes to go in the game, and almost down to under 3.5 by the time they get this play off.
We'd like to say thanks to Chad Kelly, who's been helping us out in the booth tonight. Great job, Chad. We appreciate it.
Certainly appreciate him running to get me those Diet Cokes.
And we've seen a great ball game. Maybe he'll be a Lee Rebel someday, or a Permian Panther. Strambler on third down, first down. Midland Lee broke a tackle to get it too.
Well, he breaks it.
And you can see the disappointment by Greg Kwiatkowski. Had him and couldn't hold him.
They're going to have to measure this. We may have called it too premature, but
sure looks like a first down from up here. But again, we'll see that that real quick chain man down there, Ed.
Captain Strambler is taking a look at it himself.
Here he comes.
He says first down. He's got it, Mark. He said, we don't need the official. I know it's first down.
Yeah.
All right. I not only can run, I got great eyes.
You know, all we ever ask for as broadcasters is just a good football game. Just give us a good game, and we've certainly seen one tonight, haven't we?
Oh, we've got a good one.
3:11 to go. Ed called them 2 heavyweights in the first half. Well, here in the second half, you get Midland Lee landing a haymaker, and then Permian coming right back on an 80-yard drive, an uppercut, and now with just over 3 minutes to go, Lee is trying to counterpunch again. They have a first down, and it has been all Strambler on this drive. 8 more, right up the gut, down to the 25.
Clock is becoming a factor now, though. We're down underneath 3 minutes. They can't waste time getting in and out of the huddle, getting those plays in. This just straight ahead. See him bring them back from the outside in to make the block. Good job by 24. Dedrick coming in from the outside to help block on that nose guard.
And Ed, as hard-hitting as this football game has been tonight, there hasn't been a turnover yet.
Been a clean, hard-hitting football game. Both teams came to play. They're going to get out of the huddle. They're messed up. They're going to have to waste a timeout. They're going to have to blow a timeout.
7 seconds, now 6 on the clock, and a timeout called.
Number 2.
And that hurt a little bit. There's only 2 down to 2:22 now.
And they'll have to score a touchdown. 17-13.
No question. This is the drive.
You know, you look at Vince Henderson there, and doesn't really look worried. Looks like he's having a lot of fun, and that's what it's all about. An intense look on his face, but as he talks to Earl Miller down there, I think guys on both sides of the field here tonight, even though this is deadly serious to the fans and players, it's also fun. These guys will remember these games all their lives, no matter what the future holds football-wise, and many of them won't go on to play college football. But that's okay, too, because the lessons they've learned in this rivalry over the years will certainly serve them for many years to come. Ed Biles is about to make his way down to the field. We will interview a winning coach and winning player. Well, we have no idea right now who that's going to be, though.
Well, I think if Midland Lee wins, I think it's Scrambler. If Odessa Permian wins, you got to give it to Hill.
You bet. As well as the coaches Miller and Gaines. The winner will be very happy about this one tonight.
Unfortunately, there's no loser. There will be one that shows up in the win and loss column tomorrow, but there's no loser in this game.
Permian with a lead right now, but Midland's threatening. 2nd down and 3 from the 25-yard line. That's Rich in motion. Strambler wants to throw the halfback pass. He's a left-hander, and he's in trouble. And buried at the near sideline, Johnny Seeley, number 19, got him. But the guy who flushed him out of there was Chris McMillan, number 60, a Permian defensive tackle.
Well, I thought we might see that play somewhere along the line. But they did, again, Permian was well prepared for it, looked for it.
Now it becomes 3rd down and 2. It's still a short yardage play, so I guess as you look at the 172 yards and that pretty young fan from Midland Lee, if you had one to waste, that might have been it, because they still have 2 more tries. On 3rd and 2, Strambler has the first down inside the 20-yard line. 1:39 to go. Clock stops while they move the chains. And this one's going to come down to the wire, obviously. Sieber checks in. Valles checks out with the play. Sieber to the top of your screen to set up. You see the time rolling down to 1.5 minutes in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen there. 1st and 10. Those are the football just inside the 20. Permian does a good job to stop Strambler that time and keep him in the middle of the field as he runs for a 2-yard gain. Tackle made by the middle of the defensive line, including defensive end Todd Allen. 1:08, clock running. I think Midland Lee has at least one timeout left. They send Valles wide to the bottom of the screen, just out of your picture. Less than a minute to go. Here's a 2nd down and 8. Play action fake to Strambler. This is Henderson. Henderson diving near the flag stick, but he'll still be a yard shy. He's close to the 10-yard line. Needs to gain just inside the 10, and there's only 36 seconds to go. And now Midland Lee's coaches are signaling a timeout, and they'll get one. Now, I'm not sure right now if Midland Lee has another timeout or not. 17-13, Permian has the lead. Earl Miller has 33 seconds and has to have a touchdown to win this football game. They have taken 2 timeouts, we know for sure. Bob, have they burned them all yet? We think they have here in the booth. We think they've burned all 3 of their timeouts. So this becomes a very big huddle for both teams. Vince Henderson tonight. Check his numbers for you. Strambler with over 170 yards. 4 of 6 for Vince Henderson for 58 yards, including a touchdown pass late in the 2nd quarter to Greg Rich of 21 yards. But you know, that missed extra point is looming big right now. Had they made it, they'd only be 3 points down. But I don't think anybody's going to play for a tie in this football game. Mojo against the Rebels from Midland Lee. Scrambler's numbers, 179 yards. And a remarkable number of carries tonight, many of them in the second half. In fact, almost 30 of those carries in the second half. Here comes Scrambler inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. 28 seconds to go. It's first down and goal to goal. I'm not sure it matters to any of these guys right now as to what the down is, because with 28 seconds, they may not have 4 plays left here. They'll have to get it in a hurry. And Permian calls timeout. Things moving a little too quickly for the Panthers, so Gary Gaines wants to take no chances at this point. He calls timeout. And there's not anybody in the house sitting down right now on either side. 15,400 and change all standing here. You've got to expect it from this rivalry. It's this way every year. Midland Lee's fans, they're the home team tonight. Those Rebel flags, everybody has one, I think. But Mojo just as loud on the other side of the field, and Gary Gaines very successful here at Permian, except for his 0-3 record against Midland Lee. And here they come. 28 seconds to go. First and goal at the 5-yard line. Option. Scrambler makes a wide turn. Oh, hit in midair by Johnny Seeley. And Lloyd Hill, number 18, was there, along with Chad Williams. They go without a huddle. 14 seconds to go. Maybe got a half a yard. And Henderson throws it out of bounds, of course, to stop the clock with 7 seconds to go. They are out of timeouts. So they maybe have either of 2 throws at the end zone or maybe 1 running play with 7 seconds to go, depending on what that man, Earl Miller, decides to do. Permian, the more prolific passing team. Lee makes their living on the ground. Scrambler has certainly done more than his share tonight, but oh, that 5 yards looks like an eternity right now to the Midland Lee Rebels. But it's not enough if you're a Permian Panther. 7 seconds to go, maybe the final play of this football game. Offset I formation. Henderson, the Scrambler, ball out, and that may be the ball game with 1 second to go. Permian comes up with it, and this football game is over. Vince Henderson, Greg Rich and their teammates on Midland Lee's side of the field, very disappointed. Look at Permian's celebration. You've got the gamut of emotions here. Mantry Dietrich, number 24, Scrambler, who's done so much tonight, fumbles the football on the final play of the game, trying to get every inch of ability he can muster for that final play. It's really hard to fault the young man because he was obviously doing his best to muster all the speed and power he could for that final charge at the end zone. The ball pops out, and Permian recovers. Ferris Scrambler, what a great night he had. Over 180 yards rushing, or right at it. We've got him unofficially for 185 yards rushing. What a dramatic ending here. And again, you see all the emotions wrapped up into one 2.5-hour football game. Take a look at it one more time. I don't think Scrambler ever had the football. Good job by Permian to string it out. And look at the reaction of Gary Gaines, finally getting the victory over Midland Lee. Give Matt Pomeroy, number 62, credit that time for stringing the play out. Scrambler had to change his direction, it appeared. And when he tried to do that, the ball popped out. 17-13 the final. A great Friday night high school football game here on Home Sports Entertainment. Another edition of a great rivalry. The Permian Panthers break a 3-year losing streak.